Hi guys, welcome to my channel. My name is Queeneth and today we are going to be drafting a basic skirt pattern. In these items are marker pen, if you have a pencil you can make do with that, paper, scissors, our tape measure, and our rulers, straight and curved rulers. To draft our skirt pattern, we'll be needing these measurements: waist circumference, hip circumference, hip depth, and the length of our skirt. So the hip depth is the distance from our waist to the fullest part of our hip. So you're taking that measurement vertically. So yeah, what I'm working with for the waist is 29, the hip is 39, the hip depth is 8, and the length is 17. So first I will just go ahead and mark the length of my skirt. So my skirt is 17 and I will mark that out. Seventeen. Marked my length, I would mark my hemming allowance. So I'm just going to come down by 2 inches. This is going to be my hemming allowance. I'll mark and square across as well. I'll just write it down over here. Hemming allowance. Now that I've gotten my length, I will go ahead to get the width of my block. So on this paper, we're going to be drafting both our front and our back skirt pattern together. So to get our skirt block, like the width of our skirt block, we're going to divide our hip by 2 and add 1 inch to it. So my hip is 39. 39 divided by 2 is 19.5. 19.5 plus 1 inch is going to give us 20.5. And that is what I'm just going to mark. And I would square it out. So this is 20.5. And 20.5. I'm just going to divide this into 2 to get my front and my back. Like I said, we are doing both the front and the back pattern together. I'm just going to go ahead to divide 20.5 by 2 and I'm going to mark it out. 20.5 divided by 2, like I'm doing right here, is going to give us 10.25, and so that's what I'm just going to mark out. So now that we have marked this out, I'm just going to label this CF and this CB. So this is for our front and this is for our back. Next, we are going to mark our hip line. So our hip line is invariably our hip depth, which we had earlier talked about, being 8. Our hip depth is 8. So from the top of the line, I'm going to mark 8 inches. I'm using my ruler to square this out. So this now is my hip depth. I'll just mark HD here. Next, we're going to impute our waist measurement. Waist is 29. 29 divided by 4 is 7.25. So I'm going to mark 7.25 here. Quarter of our hip measurement is 9.75. I'll mark 9.75 here as well. 9.75 in here. Whatever I get here is what I'm going to mark at the length of the skirt. So I'm also marking 9.75 here. All I just need to do right now is to connect the lines together. I'm making it on my curve right now to connect this. Please try not to leave any sharp edges around here, so you can just smoothen this. So this is for our front. Now we are going to go over to the back. So whatever we did in front, we are repeating same at the back. The only difference right now is that this front pattern doesn't have a dart in it, but the back is going to have a dart in it. So on the waistline, I'm going to add 1 inch for my dart. Quarter of my waist measurement being 7.25, I'm going to add 1 inch for the dart, so it's going to be 8.25. So from this line, this is where I'm going to start my markings from, not this midpoint. This middle line is just acting as a form of demarcation from the front and the back. So from this line, this is our center back line, I'm going to mark from there 8.25. Next, I'm going to mark our hip measurement of 9.75. I'll do same for the length of the skirt. 9.75. I'll make my line. I'm going to use my curved ruler to connect. So to get where the dart is going to sit, I'm going to look for the midpoint of this. That's from this point to this point. Half of it. This is where it sits, so I'm just going to make a mark there. So from that point, I'm going to come down by 4 inches. So our dart is usually 4 inches. 4 inches to 4.5 can work. So I'm going to make a straight line as well, and to get our dart legs, I'm just going to mark 0.5 inches on both sides. 0.5 inch here and 0.5 inch here, and I will connect. Guys, we're almost done. This is really easy. We're almost done. So as you can see now, this is our front and our back pattern. So this 0.5 here, 0.5 here is the allowance which we added to our hip when we were drafting the block. Okay, we're just going to extend it all the way to the waist. So 0.5 for our allowance, and we'll just curve. We'll do the same thing for this back. Next is to mark our zipper allowance, where our zip is going to sit. The zipper allowance I'm working with is 1 inch. You can do 1.5 or 2 inches, or let me just do 1.5. I'm just making a mark, and I'm going to draw it straight down. Let me just do this. So this is our zipper allowance. So let me just write zipper. So these are zipper allowance. If you are making a skirt with a side zipper, you don't need to include this part. You just have to work with the 0.5 you have here, or you add more allowance to it when you're cutting your fabric. So you can make your allowance 1 inch or 1.5. It all depends on you. But if you are if you are fixing your zipper at the back, you would have to do this step. So to create a seamless finish at the back for your zipper not to have a puff at the back, like something bulging out at the back, you need to cinch it in a bit, and that is called the creation of bum effect. So to do that, you are just going to come in from this zipper allowance side by 0.5 inch, and you connect to the hip line. That's it. Then our final step, guys, is to still eliminate puffiness at the front of our skirt. Inch in front, that is the center front of our skirt. And here we're going to make use of our curve. We're just going to gently curve this to this point. I'm sorry guys that you didn't see how I curved this part, so I just had to come down from this top line by 0.5 inches. Let me get my tape. I just had to come down from the top line by 0.5 inches, and I connected it with my curve ruler to this point. And that's it. So as you can see, our skirt block is ready for use. So all you just need to do now is to cut this out, and I'll do that right now. So I'm first going to cut along this hemline to separate the other paper which I'm not using. So I'm cutting along this middle line. Like I earlier said, it's just a line that differentiates the front pattern from the back one. So I'm just going to cut through this middle line. And I'm cutting this out as well. And just do the same for the back. I'm cutting along this bomb effect line which I created. So we're not using this. Just go ahead to cut this one out. So this is my front pattern and this is my back pattern. So this front pattern we are going to cut on fold, and the sign for cutting on fold is just to do like this. So this is to tell you that you're going to cut on fold, and this one you're not cutting on fold, just you're going to slash it open at both sides. Thank you guys for watching so far. So please do well to like, share, and if you have any questions, please leave them in the comment section. Thank you guys, and see you in my next video.